If you are a freelancer taking discovery calls with zero information about the client you're talking to, you're doing it wrong. And I was doing it wrong for such a long time. Someone would book a sales call. I would show up and spend the first 20 minutes just trying to figure out whatever they wanted. Another 10 minutes just realizing that they weren't even within the budget. And, another 5 minutes just being polite about it, right? So that's 35 minutes gone. You're wasting a lot of time, leaving a lot of money on the table. And so that's why exactly I built QualyoForms so that I could build the forms myself and have AI qualify the lead before they even hit on my calendar. And on this video, I want to show you exactly how I built my forms, how I qualify my leads before we even book a call. So let's get into it. So if you're new to the channel and you don't know who I am, I run a bubble development agency services through Upwork, and I've made over $100,000 in the last couple of years. And I'm always talking to clients. I'm always receiving inbound interest to build web applications, and I needed a professional filter, something that qualifies the leads before we even booked a call, right? And so, I want to show you inside QualyoForms and how I build my own forms to send to the client so they can answer, and we can see if we are a good fit even before jumping into a call. Before I go through every question on my discovery call form, I'm going to show you a little bit about the platform and how easy it is to get set up. All right, so this is QualyoForms. This is a project that I've generated in about 5 days using Google Anti-Gravity. And, it's a very simple app. We have a dashboard here where we can see all the form submissions, the submission volume, the conversion rates, the total views of the forms. We have a place here where we can create the forms itself. We have a leads tab where essentially you can see all your leads in a table, or you can build your own Kanban pipeline to move the leads through the different stages of your sales call or whatever your process is. And we have the settings page, right? So let me quickly show you how the form builder looks like, and it's very simple and easy to understand. So the first tab, we have the configure form. So here's where you're going to configure all your questions. You're going to choose if you're going to present the questions in a list mode or a step mode. That would be equal to something like type forms, I believe. On the second tab, we have design and branding. So you can change the brand color. You can add supporting text to explain to your client what the form is about and what is the end goal with this form. You have a success page where you can show a thank you message, or you can also redirect to a calendar directly if you'd like, or you can put your portfolio link or something like that. Now, on the fourth tab, we have the Kanban pipeline. This is where you configure your columns, essentially the stages that your leads will come through. And the final tab is the AI summary, right? So here you're able to write your own prompt to be able to qualify the leads that come in, right? So in my case, I'm just saying, like, you are a lead qualification assistant for a Bubble.io development agency. Your job is to evaluate incoming project inquiries, right? A lead is a good fit if they fall under these categories. A lead is a poor fit if they fall under these categories. Based on the form responses, provide a qualification score, a 1 to 2 sentence summary of the lead, and recommend the next step. So that could be schedule a discovery call, send a proposal, decline politely, and so on. So, this is a very neat summary to see when you get a client response, because that gives you an indication already, if they are a good fit, if they're not a good fit, and if you should actually spend more time going after that lead, or, politely decline and say, hey, this might not be a good fit for the moment. Okay. So you can save the form, and let's take a look at the form now and see the questions that I use on my discovery call booking form. So here's the complete form. Let's walk through it, right? So the title of the form, discovery call. I have a supporting text here saying, excited to learn about your project. Please share some details below so I can come to our discovery call prepared with ideas and questions specific to your needs. this should only take about 3 minutes, right? So this is a very quick form so you can get information and get to know the client before you even jump in the call. So the first four fields are name, email, company name, and company website. These are very obvious, but it's also a soft filter if the client already has a company name, a company website, and it also lets me go into their website, do a 5-minute research to get understand more about their needs before even jumping into the call. So the next question is, how did you hear about me, right? Because this tells me how warm the lead is. If a referral already trusts me, if someone from the Bubble community knows the platform, if someone from YouTube has seen how I think, it really shapes how I open the discovery call. Now, the next question is, what type of project do you need help with, right? So this is one of my favorite questions because a new app from scratch is completely different from, the conversation is completely different than fixing or adding features to an application that already exists. And knowing this upfront really means that you're ready. You are already thinking about the scope and the pricing before we even meet, right? And so this is really, really important to know before you jump into the call with them. Now, the next question is a brief project description, just a 2 to 3 sentences. I'm not looking for a complete spec of the project or, a full scope. I'm just looking to see how clear the project is for the client, right? So if someone can't really describe their own project in a few sentences, I know that the call will be a little difficult, and I'll have to maybe ask a few more questions in the call. So it's always good to know if they already have a clear plan, or they have a few ideas and they need me to help them create a full scope. So the next question is, what is your timeline? This is a very simple question, but it's very important. So if someone needs something in 2 weeks and I'm fully booked, I'd rather say that, I'm fully booked. There's no need to take a 30-minute call, unfortunately, at this point, right? The next question is, what is your estimated budget? And some people do not want, or some people are afraid to ask this on a form before they even go into the sales call. But it's really important, because if the budget doesn't meet your minimum budget, let's say a client's budget is under 2,000 and your minimum project for a new web development app from scratch, it starts at 5,000. Maybe you can come up with a package for them. But if you have specific packages that you offer and you know that your minimum package starts at 5,000, there's not really a need to show up on this call and waste each other's time, right? So moving on to the next question is project priority. So what matters most? In my case, web development, let's say speed, budget, quality, all equally important. So, this tells me what the client actually values, and that's really important to me. And so the last question is there anything I should know before a call? Maybe the client wants to share some information that it is important for us to discuss in the call, even though, I didn't cover it in my questions. So I'm just giving them the chance to share any additional detail. So let's submit this form and actually take a look at the workflow inside Qualyo. So when the lead submits a form, I get a notification and I can come here to my leads and I can quickly see the lead here on the new lead column, right? If I actually want to book a call with this lead, I can move columns and so on. And whenever I click on the lead itself, it will show the lead details, all the form submission responses, and it will also generate a lead summary. Right, so this lead summary is essentially pulling the prompt that I wrote, and it is qualifying the lead for me. So let's say qualification score, that's an 8 out of 10. Summary: Lucas from No Code Bus is looking to develop a mobile application for kids robotics education. With a budget of 5,000 to 10,000 and a minimum of 2 to 3 months timeline, this project aligns well with the agency's criteria. recommend the next steps, schedule a discovery call to discuss the project in more detail, and assess specific feature requirements. So this is perfect. This is all I need to see and read before I jump into the call. This is very, very informative. And it saves me a lot of time. Okay, so if you actually want to start building your own forms and sending that to clients, just go to QualyoForms.com and create your account. I'll leave the link down below, and I'll also leave the link of No Code Buffs, which is my community where you can join and get access to 3 months for free of QualyoForms. And drop a comment if you have any questions. And you can obviously adapt these forms to your niche and ask your own questions however you'd like. So, last but not least, I'm a mobile developer, but I'm also exploring some AI methods of building web applications. I've built QualyoForms entirely using Anti-Gravity by Google, and I've built it in about 5 days. I've connected the database with Supabase, I've connected Stripe, I've built all the functionality, and I want to start bringing this type of content to YouTube as well. I want to show my processes inside my agency. I want to show some Bubble.io development. They're coming with some interesting AI features as well. And I also want to show you how to build apps using completely using AI. I think that's going to be really interesting. Please share your comments if you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with other videos that I launch. Plan to be a little bit more active on YouTube. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.